So, if you're wondering how I actually escaped teaching, there was a bus driver friend of mine that I knew from years ago. I wish I had taken his advice a lot sooner. I didn't. I didn't really get started with investing until about 10 years into my teaching career. Then, about 20 years ago, I started actually taking investing a lot more seriously. So what I did is I just went all in on my retirement accounts. I have a brokerage, I did a Roth IRA, I have a 403B, I have a 457, and I just really started maxing out almost all of those accounts. It doesn't mean that I lived so frugally that I didn't enjoy life. I still enjoyed things like travel, but I did have to be frugal on certain things that didn't really matter to me. So I was able to let those go, and then really push for leaving early. I hatched this idea. I remember, I think it was about 2006 or so. My daughter was born. Very excited to be a new dad. But I realized that, the moment my wife wanted to stay at home, that it was very difficult, even to live on one salary as a college educated person. It was still quite challenging to make it on one salary. It felt like I was living paycheck to paycheck. So what I did is when the missus went back to work is I kind of took a vow, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to really push and try and get as much of my debt out of the way as possible. And I've always been great with managing credit cards and not carrying a balance on those. But what I'm talking about is things like debt. I'm just talking about like a mortgage, not even a car payment, but really paying down my mortgage. What I did from about the middle of March 2007 to the end of May, over that 14 and a half month period of time, is I paid down the last $69,000 on my house within that period of time. Then I went after my daughter's 529 program. I really started making heavy contributions into that. I did a 5-year lump sum payment into that program, and then really started heavily investing. And most people will say, invest in yourself first, maybe even before you pay off of a mortgage. And for some people, that works great. For me, I found that having the added security of having my stuff paid off really allowed me to go all in on those accounts and not worry so much and really max those out. And now I'm free. I'll love it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Bill, tell me how I can get out of teaching. You're thinking, Bill, I got to escape. I got to escape teach. But what you're probably really thinking is, Bill, get me out of teaching.